When you look at the NBA, there's a lot of teams that all have a clear vision in mind. You have rebuilding teams like the Jazz, Pistons, Thunder. You have the good teams, the Bucks, the Warriors, Celtics. And then you have those teams. Ones that you don't really know what they're trying to do. And at the forefront of this is the Washington Wizards. Hey everybody, I'm Slayer Mathis, and I'm doing something a little bit different from normal. What I'm doing here is I am, well, as you can see, I am playing NBA2K23. The way that I'm going to be doing this is I am just doing, this is just a franchise. This is not a, well, I mean, it is a rebuild, but it's not like a, one of those quick get in one video things, all that stuff. No, we're not doing that. This is going to be, I'm going to try to be realistic with this. Think of a Mr. Hurricane, Madden, or MLB The Show series. I don't really see these too much on NBA 2K, so I'm going to try to do that a little bit here. I'm going to also be doing auto-generated draft classes. I'm going to be going through, this is going to be, we're doing some interesting things. Now, right now you can see that I am going through the settings, and there are a few things that I am doing. First of all, you see that I turn on Trade Override. I am not going, well, I am kind of going to be using this. Basically, what I like doing with these is kind of having a soft control of the entire league. I will be focusing on the Wizards in this case, but at times I might jump into other teams. I might make some trade deadline deals. I'll probably do the draft all by myself, or at least do signings, because NBA 2K still does not like ever signing second round draft picks. Injuries are going to be normal. All the stuff that we see here will be edited as time goes on. This is not the sliders I will be using. Yeah, that's fine. Again, I'll be working through the stuff as time goes on, and we will, because this is my first time playing this. I literally got my PS5 2 days ago as of time of recording, and I'm still very new to all of this stuff, so I don't quite know what I'm all going to be doing. That's fine. In addition, I will be using both morale and trust. I want this to be a big part of the series. I want to see things going on. And normally, what I would prefer doing, to be honest, is having the... I would prefer controlling the entire league, like actually having them all as user teams. However, it does not seem like they... doesn't seem like they will initiate trades if I have every team. And I do at least want to see some trades go on without my supervision. I still do have trade approval on, because there are a lot of dumb trades that the AI will try to make. So I want to try to prevent those from happening. This will auto-gen. It's auto-gen for right now, but I will be editing it, making it a little bit more realistic, so to speak. But yeah, I'll just be... This is definitely better than what it is on the previous gen on PS4, where like half the people had shorter wingspans than their height. Still have a few here and there, but probably make some people younger. Adjust names is another thing I'm going to do. Adjust schools, because like SMU's not going to have the top 5 prospect, probably at least, or rather 2 top 25 prospects, even at that. So I will be editing this, but that'll be off screen. I will eventually do scouting. Well, I don't know exactly how I'll do scouting updates, but I'll at least go through and show all of that stuff off. Now to go over the team, the Wizards are one of the weirdest teams. They are probably going to have a pretty alright record because they're led by Bradley Beal. Beal, very good player in his own right. However, right now, he does not exactly have a favorable contract for what the team wants to do. Actually, that is one thing I should mention. Beal does have a no-trade clause. No, I don't really need to do that. Because I may eventually, depending on Beal's mood, depending on what teams would have assets and what would be willing to give Bradley Beal, I might trade him. It kind of just depends on how things go. So Bradley Beal, he is definitely the star of the team, 29 years old, in his prime currently, being paid a lot of money. After this, we have Kristaps Porzingis, of course, grabbed from the Mavericks last year in a trade for, I believe it was just Bertans and Spencer Dinwiddie, if I recall correctly. Porzingis, he is a very disappointing prospect. I'll probably have to see about injury stuff because he has been very injury-prone these past few years, especially if we go over to his games played. He has not played more than 72 games in a season. He has struggled to even make 60 since, I believe, yeah. So, completely missed a year. He has struggled to make 60. So, we'll see how Porzingis does. I still think he can be potentially a decent asset as an expiring contract. Maybe we can bring him in as a, well, he's a player option, so he probably actually have one more year. Kyle Kuzma, he's fine. He's whatever. Good, solid role player. Can do a little bit of everything, but he's not going to excel at anything. Monty Morris, a good offensive playmaker, very good true point guard. Will Barton, good bench piece. Gafford, one of the four, let's say, maybe five. I don't know too much about Johnny Davis. Despite being from Wisconsin, I haven't really kept up with college basketball. But really, the big core of the team is going to be with these two, hopefully. Rui Hachimura and Deni Avdija. Avdija is a fantastic defender and a good supplementary wing. He can be a very nice, not even like a third option, just a very nice starter who can do everything, kind of possibly do some point forward stuff. We'll see how that goes. Rui Hachimura, he is pretty much just a scorer, and he's a fairly lackluster one at that. But I'm a weeb, so I am going to hope that the Japanese guy does better. Corey Kispert, he is a solid second-year pro. Out of Gonzaga, he is a good shooter, good offensive piece, good 3-and-D, nice role player. Daniel Gafford, good young typical center, though a little bit undersized, in my opinion. Otherwise, we have Johnny Davis, pretty decent defender, pretty decent overall, again, supplemental piece. Basically, we don't really have anyone that's a star, and I'm not going to edit any stats, most likely. There might be some, I don't know, I might create a player myself when I do the draft class, but, I'm not going to make a superstar player. They're gonna have the same stats, they're gonna have, it's just, I'd be changing their names, where they're from, maybe their release, maybe some height things, I don't know. But basically, we will have, all the stats here will be the exact same. That's the point I am getting at. So yeah, as we saw on there, I am going to be playing with some, with both the morale and trust. However, I don't want people just quitting because that's really annoying. And as for anything else we want to do, also, another thing I'll mention, there is, if we go into the, again, I'm still finding my way around, there's these G League players. I will be editing them out. I will also probably do some editing for Miles Bridges. Yeah, the G League people that are good, I am going to edit them, make them not good, because we haven't had our draft yet. Miles Bridges, he's going to be out of the league, let's face it. As for anything else I want to do, I don't think quite yet I don't want to do anything. But maybe I'll find a free agent, but I don't know. As for how I'm going to do gameplay, I will be having two different types of gameplay. I will be having, first I will be doing like full games where I am playing them. Those will have longer calls on them, and I will be trying to act as if I'm commentating them. I'm not going to do the whole game commentary, but basically, if YouTube doesn't work out as a career, which is highly unlikely, that it does work out as a career, I should specify, I am looking to do sports broadcasting. This is a good way to help with that. Otherwise, I will have some games where I will be simulating them. I'll be watching them, well, quote-unquote watching them. I'm probably going to be doing something else while it's recording. I'm not playing on either team. Those will be more shortened highlight videos. But yeah, that I think will... you know what, I think just to get a first video out, I'll probably have this game against the Pacers played. That'll also be in this episode, but we will see how things go as we get into opening day. I'll probably have these update videos every few months, maybe like beginning of the year, trade deadline, end of the year probably is, or then that would be off season most likely. I would have these more typical, just like, hey, here's what's going on with the team update videos basically. But let's go and get on to opening. I lied. Before we get into opening day, I actually have one more quick thing I want to take care of. Or actually, there are two quick things. First, sliders. I will be using Yuki 198-004's realistic sliders. I've played around with this a little bit. I am a fan of it. I will be adjusting this as time goes on as well. Other big thing is I have adjusted my contract sliders at the least. So there's actually three things. So here's what I got. I'll adjust this, especially when we get to the off season. But right now for preseason, I think it's pretty good because basically everyone that's still in free agency is only asking for minimums except for Melo, DSJ, and Sekou Doumbouya. Reason I bring up contract sliders, and rather the thing that I was going to get to, is I have grabbed Jarrett Culver on a two-way deal. The way that the game works, you cannot put a person who has 3 years pro on a two-way deal, but I believe that it's actually 1 year off in-game, at least from what I read. I still am not 100% certain on the two-way contract deals, but I believe it is up to 4 years of service time. Jarrett Culver currently only has 3. He is now signed to the capital city.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Hello everyone and welcome to opening day here in the 2022-2023 season for your Washington Wizards as they take on the Indiana Pacers. Of course, a fairly exciting season for our Wizards last offseason, I should specify. So we look at their early schedule. They will face the Pacers later on twice in the first 5 games. Bulls, Cavs, and Pistons coming up after this. The Cavaliers, an interesting team in their own right with the recent trade of Donovan Mitchell. Of course, the Wizards, a big offseason this past one as they re-signed Bradley Beal. We'll look at our starting lineups. For the Wizards, we have Beal, Morris, Avdia, Kuzma, and Porzingis. Over in Indiana, Hield, Halliburton, Duarte, Jackson, and Turner. Let's see, Bradley Beal, the most recent max contract extension player in the Wizards' history. So we are ready to get this season underway here in the Indiana Fieldhouse, the Gainbridge Fieldhouse out in Indianapolis, and their season is underway. The Wizards win the opening tip. Monte Morris taking the ball up the court. Actually, as a quick pick and roll to Beal. And Beal wide open. The shot and the first make of the season. 15 seconds in, the Wizards already have 3 points on the board. Halliburton looking to answer it back. And a very nice layup. The former Kings draft pick traded last trade deadline for Domantas Sabonis. Now currently leading this rebuilding Pacers franchise. Another pick and roll. This time Beal getting the pick and roll. Over to Porzingis. No, not quite. Turner intercepting the pass. Bobbled by Porzingis. And now, I think he might have gotten that underneath the rim. Blocked by the rim. Hield picking up the rebound. And an unfortunate second possession for the Wizards. Now, a quick switch. Hield on top. Guarded by Morris. Pick and roll. Porzingis going to guard Turner. Going back and forth, and wide open is Turner. Porzingis trying to fly in for that block, not going to be successful. Pacers up by 1. They're still, of course, very early season. Wizards still looking to get to the playoffs, get a winning record for the first time in almost half a decade. As right there, we get the first foul. This is Halliburton hacking on Beal. Tried to go up for the layup. The Wizards, still a little bit of a young team. Of course, we see Denny Avdia over there, our starting small forward, only 21, 22 years old. Very young. Porzingis in his 27-year-old season. Same with Kyle Kuzma and Monte Morris. Bradley Beal a little bit older at the age of 29. Beal makes the first free throw. Of course, the Indiana crowd getting loud, trying to distract Beal. But, of course, a 30-point-per-game score. Not going to go down so easily with that. Beal guarding Hield. Hield also acquired in the Halliburton trade. And Hield, not known for his inside presence, guarded by Kuzma successfully, and a little bit of help from Bradley Beal. Avdia out in the wing. Sizing up against Duarte. Pick and roll from Kuzma. Step the screen. And a nice mid-range hop shot from Avdia, the Israeli-born player drafted in 2018. Apologies if I do not have some of these numbers right, as Hield answers back with a mid-range of his own. Morris going to keep moving the ball up court. He is now going to lead the offense. Kuzma in the corner. Sizing up against Jackson. And an open mid-range shot for Kuzma. Not quite successful. Porzingis had a hand on it, but not... Sorry, that is Smith, the power forward. Jalen Smith, the former Suns first round pick. And going to use that nice bully ball strategy, showing off his 10th overall selection pedigree. As he bullies down Kyle Kuzma, the natural small forward, moved up to the power forward with the recent small ball additions. Morris denying the screen. Look for a hop. Not going to get it. Kuzma trying to make space on Smith. Not going to be successful there. Kuzma Still has not made a shot yet, I don't believe. Thing is also off on his shots. Beal, a deep shot, but not going to be successful. Beal will pick up the rebound. Beal not known for his rebounding prowess, however, will still take those. Avdia wide open on the outside, but perhaps a little bit not there. And Beal with the very long two-point shot. 2 for 2 from the field so far, as well as those 2 free throws. Beal having a very nice start to the season, but Morris not having a good defensive start to the season as Halliburton quickly around him, and the Pacers keeping pace with a very good field goal percentage. Both teams shooting well from the field, but the Wizards helped out by that one foul on Bradley Beal. Pump fake in the corner. Beal going in for a nice wrap around under the basket layup. Not going to be successful. Blocked by Miles Turner. Now Halliburton going to pick up the ball from the outside. And a bit of a miscommunication. Chris Duarte not able to get that three. Perhaps Avdia able to get the contest in time. Avdia looking to answer back. He's going to pick up his own rebound. Pass out to Beal, and Beal deep to Nade. Bradley Beal, the nice shot from deep. Going to be successful there. Now Halliburton looking to answer back. Are the Pacers still very close, very evenly matched early in the season? A great screen from Miles Turner, but Hield not able to pick it up. 1 for 4 on the day from Hield. And Beal. 3 going to be off his first miss of the night. Maybe a little bit of heat check there from Bradley Beal. Of course, the current highest paid player on the court, highest paid player on both teams, and I believe the only one with an all-star appearance on either of these teams. Apologies, Porzingis, I believe, had one out in New York. It's been a few years since then. Porzingis right there, a nice inside score. Hield bringing the ball up the court. Smith. And just barely, Porzingis might have gotten a hand on that one. They're looking to run the ball up. Morris, the long two, not good. Washington shooting a lot of long twos. Coach Wes Unseld maybe perhaps getting a little bit of a different philosophy, trying to get open shots wherever he can, not necessarily go for those threes or those inside shots. Morris off the court. 13-12, still early on in this game. You never really tell where games are going to go this early on. And now, Porzingis wide open from 3, but not going to be there. Beal, very good pick and roll execution. Both players going, both Turner and Turner and Hield going after Beal is right there. Halliburton with the very nice floater in there. Both of them going after Beal. Porzingis popped out, but not successful on the shot. Off-ball screen action. Beal. And making Hield look silly, but the pass to Avdia and the shot is off. Very good plays, it seems like. There's a lot of good execution on the court. However, the shot's not falling for your Wizards. Hield, nice little step back. Halliburton going to get the ball. Morris a little bit behind, but Halliburton not taking a shot. And now Halliburton getting ahead, and Porzingis, that long wingspan from the Latvian, able to get the block. Beal looking to get some score of his own. Instead, will pass it out. And now the long 3, bang! Bradley Beal sinks the triple, and a timeout called by Indiana. 16-14 as we head into our timeout, and we perhaps see the first bit of the bench unit out here. But first, we go to commercial. We are back. Goga Bitadze on the line, his second of 2 shots. And that is in 39-39 here. 2/3 of the way through the second. Beal, 20 points on the board. A majority of the Wizards have gone through Bradley Beal, and now good work there, but pass to Gafford, not going to do it. DeLon Wright still has not scored yet on the day. Very good, and Porzingis wide open from three, but perhaps a little bit too deep, but Beal going to pick up that rebound. No one there, and a perfect bounce over to him. Hachimura now going to get the screen and a pass away. This time Jackson going to intercept it. TJ McConnell bring the ball up the court. They're going to slow it down. Indiana taking a little bit slow, and it's helped them out. Duarte, long three, not going to go in. Hachimura, good contest there. Porzingis with the rebound. Now passing the ball up. Hachimura getting pump fake and in for the layup, not going to go in, but the foul called by Halliburton, his second on the day. Halliburton performing well so far today. Hachimura now in with his 5th point of the day. Hachimura, someone that new Wizards GM Mathis Vern has said that he wants to look into the future with. Of course, a lot of young prospects on both teams. Halliburton, a very big pickup, a potential Rookie of the Year candidate back in his rookie season just 2 years ago. Now Duarte, nice three. Hachimura not able to go there. Indiana in the lead. Of course, right now both teams have looking for a little bit of rebuild. Washington has stated that they are not quite certain if they are going to go into a full rebuild. They do have Bradley Beal, is right there. The pass to Beal intercepted. Porzingis not being careful with his passes, and now Beal going to guard Halliburton, a very tough task. Halliburton, a very young rising prospect in this league. So going to get a nice little step back, and now Duarte, long three, and that's in. Chris Duarte, a star back in college, drafted fairly high, and now looking to be perhaps a focal point of this rebuilding Pacers team. Now, that's on to right. Porzingis for the three, not in. In and out. Porzingis had a very nice shot, but the contest by Jackson going to be able to stop him. Halliburton on the outside, looking to size up Beal. Gets past him, but not quite enough. Not enough penetration. Bails out to Batadze. Right. Going in Porzingis. Nice defense on Jackson. Going to be able to get the contest, get the rebound, and now bring the ball up the court. Beal. A long shot. A little bit of a floater, but Halliburton very good on the defense. Now, DeLon Wright guarding McConnell up on top. McConnell. Bit of a surprise story. Undrafted free agent is right there. We get a shot in from Halliburton. 10 points on the night, all off of layups or short twos. TJ McConnell, undrafted free agent, signed with the 76ers initially, and now has made a very good career for himself. Beal getting Halliburton to jump, and now the floater is in. 22 points on the night for Bradley Beal. Very efficient night for him so far. Of course, the Wizards very good on their season so far. It's now Duarte, another wide open, but this time Porzingis looked like he had the block, but the refs called a foul, and I think they do have a good case for that. Porzingis trying to fly in with that block, didn't successfully get his hand on the ball, but might have also caught a little bit of wrist in there, and that will be enough to get 3 free throws for Chris Duarte. Back in his draft, was considered one of the most pro-ready players in the draft, but of course, a little bit older for a rookie. There, misses the first. Perhaps the Wizards getting a little bit lucky in there. Tadze and McConnell subbing out Brissett. Sorry, apologies. There's just Brissett coming in. Miles Batadze still in as well. Looked like Miles Turner might have potentially been going in. Now, Duarte ready for a second shot. Second free throw is good. Now Brissett moving up. Buddy Hield coming in, replacing Batadze. Duarte wearing that number 3. A very good showing in these past few minutes from the second-year pro. And in. Just under 40 seconds left. Beal bringing the ball up the court. Gafford bringing the ball in from there. No, pass to Hachimura. Over to Wright. Wright wide open from 3. And not going to be in. And Gafford pushing aside Jackson. Loose ball foul. Not going to affect all too much. And potentially could even help out. Just a little bit. It's been a very slow-paced game. And now, the lob attempt from Halliburton to Jackson. Going to be intercepted by Porzingis. He's going to take it down the court himself. But no, it's stopped. Now Wright. And Porzingis. And Gafford trying the 3 wide open. That's a little bit of a foolish play. 6 points down. Now, clock running low. Heel, the deep 3, trying to beat the buzzer. Not going to go in. 49-43 is your total, is your final score at halftime. As we move on to the second half of our game. And opening day here in the 2022 season. A good performance from both teams so far. But perhaps maybe for the Wizards, it's not even both teams. It might just be the Bradley Beal show. Moving on to our halftime report. A very even matchup so far for both teams. And of course, the big people on both teams. Bradley Beal and Tyrese Halliburton. Beal, absurd efficiency from the field. 43%. Sorry, 73% even. Halliburton at 63 himself with 6 assists. Beal really carrying the load for his Washington team. Of course, we go on, see how good both of them are. We can see some highlights. Beal also having a very nice performance today. Duarte really having a lights out second quarter. Of course, Halliburton, the star of the show out there in Indiana, could potentially be the corner piece of their rebuild. Meanwhile, Bradley Beal, as we saw there, nice pass by them. And of course, see that, well, Wizards had a hot start, but now cooling off a little. And now we move away from our halftime show after this commercial break. And we come back in the closing minutes of the fourth quarter. 2 minutes left, 87 for Washington, 89 for Indiana. Still a great game by both Halliburton and Beal. And now, pass out to Smith on the outside. Decent touch for the big man, Halliburton. So far, Indiana's #1 player, and right there, Smith, though, trying to make a case for himself, out-rebounding the much smaller Kuzma. Apologies. And a very clutch basket there late in the game to bring the lead up to 4. Now, pass over to Beal. Beal looking to get the guard from Porzingis on heel. Now, long 2 from Porzingis, not going to fall. Porzingis not having a good shot today, but with his 9, 11, and 4 stat line, he has been doing quite a bit of auxiliary work, also doing very good on the blocks. Halliburton letting play develop. Duarte wide open from 3, but the Wizards possibly lucking out there as Porzingis grabs a rebound at number 12. Avdia bringing the ball up the court. Long 2, that mid-range not going to fall. Avdia wanted to get that good shot, and now Heel taking the ball up. And Porzingis knocking it away, but the foul called on Kuzma. A fantastic defensive play from Porzingis coming up from behind, erasing the shot, but Hield focused on Kuzma, ends up costing them 2 free throws. And Hield, a very good shooter in his own right, especially from the free throw line, is right there. He makes the first, brings the lead up to 5 and up to 6. 6 points down, a minute left to go. Wizards really need to get something going if they want to succeed here. Very close game the entire game. Now Porzingis, screen on Hield. And Beal with the nice elbow two-pointer. 40 points for Beal, 22 for Duarte. And 66% shooting for Beal. And back and forth. Porzingis gonna get the foul called on him. That will be his final one. 6 fouls on the game for Porzingis. And that could hurt out the Wizards quite a bit as Daniel Gafford comes in. Gafford's quite good in his own right, however, doesn't have the floor-stretching ability nor the athleticism of Porzingis. Of course, fouling out always a big deal as Hield goes to the line for another 2 free throws. Unfortunate for the fans here, perhaps, that it is a little bit slow of an ending. However, of course, the Indiana fans definitely happy with their team being in the lead as right there, Hield makes the first. And so far, very good on the season. Of course, early season, and you could argue that perhaps early season doesn't matter too much for who wins or loses, but really, you need all the momentum you can get as a young team, and that's true of both young teams as Hield. Second free throw is good. 6-point deficit now for Washington. Indiana in the bonus, no fouls to give. Now, pass over to Beal. From the corner, sinks and nothing but net for Bradley Beal. You gotta think that maybe going on to fouls. And there we go. A little bit of a slow game now going on. Only 3 points behind Washington. Really looking to build up piece by piece, build their way back to the top of this game. Still behind, but of course fouling fouling Buddy Hield, not a great idea. A fantastic free throw shooter, and now Morris getting the ball to Beal right away. Step back, long 3 is in. Bradley Beal looking to take this win himself, but a little bit too far away. Gafford going to pick up the foul. Maybe that's also a little bit of a better strategic move. With Bradley Beal right now the best player on the court, and Washington's best chance to get in this. Gafford, not as big of a deal if he fouls out as now. Wes Unseld going to call timeout to move the ball up the court a little bit. 95-99. It looked like this could be a done deal as we were 6 points down with a minute left to go. Now Bradley Beal starting to pick steam up a little bit. And Beal, wide open, deep 3 is good. 49 points for Bradley Beal as there's only a 1-point deficit. And now, we're getting that 5-second, but no, not able to get the 5-second call for the inbounding. Instead, Halliburton will be fouled. A single miss could change the game here, but no. Halliburton making the first, and for the second. It's good. Unseld going to call another timeout. 3-point deficit. Bradley Beal has made this game certainly something more to watch. Bradley Beal, nearly 50 points on opening night. He needs one more shot to make it. Now, passing it right into Beal. Long 3, not going to be good. And another foul. I think that's it. Bradley Beal maybe trying to be a little bit too much of a hero. Could have spent a little bit more time trying to get a better shot, but instead launching that long 3 and unsuccessful. But a miss there by Turner on his second. Now another long 3 from Beal, not going to be good as well. Gafford picking up another foul, and that will do it for sure. 5 points, and now Chris Duarte going to make 1. And in for his second free throw. Not going to be good there, but 6 points down still. Or 5 points down, rather. And Beal, a bad miss there to end the game. Beal looking for that 50, but a very close game throughout. 98-103 Indiana. The home fans go home happy with a nice close win and an exciting finish. Even if the excitement came at the hands of Bradley Beal. Their opponent, Tyrese Halliburton, your player of the game, had a fantastic game throughout, scoring, assisting, rebounding. Halliburton did it all. As we move on through the season, we see how things go for the NBA.